Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Do you think any shadows are going to die tonight? Or today? What time is it? It's 1.
It is midnight. So finding shadows to kill, I think, is going to be a little tricky.
That's true, unless it's a full moon.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Hi, buddy. Oh yeah, this is the official Polygon. Official Polygon lock screen.
I did not think we were live yet. I was watching. These fucking groovalicious skeletons. But here we are. God, they got such moves.
They do, and they come out at random too. So it's the thing, this isn't a predetermined loop. They have a bunch of different moves, so you'll see them always return to a neutral phase, right? Boom, and then they go into a different one. And there are rare ones that you just have to keep watching and keep hoping that you eventually will see them.
Which one are the rare ones?
There's one where he like drops down to his knees and then like turns sideways and sort of like does, his arms are kind of like doing one of these things. And that one very rarely comes up. It's a really good one. There's also one where this one's one of the very common ones that you see a lot, and it's really recognizable for that.
So collect all the dances. Make sure you tune in to the Polygon.
Yeah, there it is. I think, wait, maybe, yes. Yeah, because this one has the, yeah, that's my favorite. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Do we want to play, do you want to play some Sekiro?
Yeah, really.
Okay,
I very much do. So this is a cowboy game, right?
It
This
is.
This cowboy game people have been talking about?
It is a cowboy game. Actually, let me back out and start a fresh save because we missed the cool opening.
Oh, great.
We're going to start a fresh save here. For context, for those of you who are worried about spoilers and stuff like that, I would say if you're super worried about spoilers, don't watch this stream. We are going to be getting into some of the opening story stuff. On the other hand, I have played a pretty good chunk of this game now, and I have to say that within the first, we can stream for 2 hours, and within this time period, we are going to barely fucking scratch the surface of anything that's going on in this game. So you might spoil the first hour and a half or 2 hours of your gameplay here, and honestly, yeah. But there's a lot more to it than that, so.
Yeah, and you're super good at this game, so we'll probably, it's just the first 2 hours of Pat playing, which is probably like 8 hours of a normal person. Would that be fair to say, Pat? Is that putting you 2 on the line?
That's putting me 2 on the line, and also I'm not that good at this game. Yeah, this is meme shark. No, there aren't really any spoilers beyond the stuff that's already been covered in most of the press stuff within the first 2 hours, I would say. Yeah, I'm thinking real quick. No, honestly, we're probably not going to even get to any segments of the game that haven't already been shown in gameplay that's been out there, just because we're doing this live and we're going to be seeing all of my failures.
This is already so brutal.
Yeah.
This is already a lot. This poor dude.
I know, I feel for this guy so bad.
Yes. Good. Yes.
Tom. Tom, actually, yeah, we will. This is pro wrestling. No, there is the chained ogre does pro wrestling moves.
The chained ogre's fighting style is so good.
It's yeah, he like straight like swings the leg out and like drops an elbow, like Ric Flair.
He does a cool slide move.
Yes.
Which I don't know if any wrestlers do that. I hope so. I've watched that fight like 3 times now because I'm just like, I just love seeing that big ogre drop some elbows.
It's so good. This game just throws fucking mid bosses at you like candy. Like it is like sometimes like you'll fight somebody and you'll be like, holy shit, that was an amazing fight. I wonder, I probably got to do some stuff now before the next boss fight. And you'll just walk into the next area and there's just another guy with like a name who's like, hey, I'm important enough to have a name. Fight me.
Terrifying. I feel like in the other Dark Souls games, or in the Dark Souls games, it's pretty clear when you're gonna walk up on a boss.
Yes.
Like it's pretty, like there's staging. You know when it's coming.
You get that feeling.
Is that That feels like that's less the case in this game.
That is very much less the case in this game. That's one of the biggest things that I've noticed in this one is your access to boss areas is a lot less gated. You will just come into a area and you'll be like, oh fuck, there's a boss here. And so when it happens, it does do the Dark Souls thing of it puts up fog walls that keep you from escaping that area.
Okay.
But it never puts up a fog wall before a fight, because that's the thing in Dark Souls is once you've discovered a boss area and you approach that area, you need to pass through a fog wall that's like a very clear, like, take a breath, I'm stepping through here to deal with this boss. In this one, once you've, like, yeah, you just walk into the area they're in. There's no barriers.
That's great. I mean, it's interesting from a gameplay point of view. I watched you play some of this the other day, and you were fighting this dude for a really long time that I thought was just like a dude. I thought it was just a dude on the street that had a beef with you and was just a little bit stronger than the other enemies. And then after you died to him a couple times, sorry to put you on blast.
That's fine.
After you died to him a couple times, I was like, oh, this is a named enemy.
Yeah.
This is like a boss.
Yeah.
And that was really surprising to me that there wasn't like, there weren't as many in-game clues that this was a beefy boy.
Yeah, you'll discover that the only clue is, when you see the name on the screen, and sometimes they'll just surprise you. It's so good, Jenna.
It looks real good. So they mentioned the word shinobi. To my knowledge, shinobi and ninja mean the same thing. I think they're both words for that sort of skullduggerous spy assassin clan grouping of people that you would have like in Japanese history / mythology.
Yeah, and yes, we should point out that Jenna, you will be dropping ninja facts on us throughout this stream.
I brought my cord because I could not find any photos of me and my gi from back when I did ninjutsu. Like a true ninja, it has been brazen from the earth. It is burnt past. This is my last remaining fact.
Now, you sort of have an interesting thing about most people is you ask most people how many ninjutsu instructors they've had. The answer is usually none. You're a person who has had multiple ninjutsu instructors.
Yeah, I certainly did. I hard-pressed could not name. I could name maybe 3 of them, but I'm not going to because that's against the code.
Okay,
that's
yes.
Not true.
Don't violate the iron code.
Yeah. So, but I had like one instructor who was an exterminator by day, and then taught out of his garage / dojo. So that's some flavor for you.
I think dojo is Japanese for garage. I think dojo is Japanese for rumpus room, right?
That explains a lot, actually, about the various dojos I've practiced in. I had another instructor who owned a daycare and taught out of her daycare. And that was great because she had a giant mural of dragons on the wall.
And you couldn't tell if it was for the kids or for the ninjutsu?
No, you couldn't. They were very cartoon dragons. There was at least one Trogdor among them, because this was like a decade ago when Trogdor was still a relevant cultural touchstone.
Yes, okay.
So that it would add a nice flavor, the transitional dragon wall piece.
Lincoln asks, is this game going to force me to learn how to parry?
That's a great question.
This game, parrying is absolutely essential, but it's also a bit more forgiving than the very weird parry windows in the Dark Souls games, or specifically Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, you mentioned to me that reflex seems to be a bigger part of the gameplay with this. Based on what I have seen you play, damn.
Yeah, it's a bit more twitch than the Souls games. And one of the things that you'll see once we get into combat, we're just in this very brief stealth section before we even get our sword. One of the things you'll see when we get into combat is that enemies individually, it's much harder to do the Dark Souls thing where you just sort of group up a bunch of enemies by running around them in a funny way and then just swing your sword through all of them and get them. You are dealing with people one at a time in this game. There is no freebies. You're not gonna wipe out a bunch of dudes just by swinging your claymore and lucking out.
Is there an easy mode? The real question, clarified to be real question from
Yes.
Chess Neckbeard. Is there an easy mode, or is the straight Dark Souls, it's all one difficulty?
All one difficulty, yeah.
Okay.
This is maybe a disappointing answer for people who want an easier difficulty, but I did find something later in the game that makes it harder, an option to make the game harder.
Great, I love that. I mean, by that point, you're already like so good at the
Yeah.
game, and it's like so easy that why wouldn't you?
I got a little cutscene here. I'm gonna grab a sip of coffee.
Okay, good. They want me to do some ninja moves, so I'll maybe later. Maybe later I can ninja you a little bit, Pat.
Yeah.
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 Like physically ninja me?
Yes.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I'll be real gentle. I'll do a very brief self-defense move that anybody can use, but not sue Polygon forever for using.
So yeah, I would like to learn more about the ninjutsu that you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, so we're going to talk over these cutscenes. Just a disclaimer: we're going to talk over these cutscenes because you should pay attention to this when you actually play the game.
Yes. I mean, they're beautiful, obviously. Like, look at what this is. Look at that texture on the fabrics. God, spectacular. I wanted to point out that my belt, this is a weird thing. So let me preface this by saying I have not double-checked any of the information I learned while doing ninjutsu. It's largely an oral tradition. So if anything I say is wrong, then that's because the people who taught me were wrong.
And that means they're right. What they taught you is right.
Yes.
Yes. Trust your senseis.
Yeah, I do trust some of my senseis. I trust a large percentage of my senseis. So this is actually a red belt. The normal belt level that I would have is green, but because I'm a kunoichi, which is just the Japanese word for like a female ninja, there were two options. And what I've always heard is that Hatsumi-sama, the Grand Soke of the Bujinkan Ninjutsu, which is the version of ninjutsu that I practiced, his wife thought that the black gi green belt combo was ugly. Mm-hmm. So he was like, for the girls, you can have a purple gi and red belts, because that's like way nicer.
So he's just gonna retcon like several thousand years of Japanese histories because his wife thinks green and black is not a good color combo.
I love it. And I support it 100% because I wanted the red belt. So I did have a black gi though, because it's finding a purple gi. Very hard, because that is not standard. The other thing I'll say is that actually the outfit this dude is wearing would be more historically accurate than just like the black, like kind of ninja outfit that you're used to seeing with like the fingerless gloves and the mask and everything. That version of the ninja outfit that we sort of recognize as being ninja actually comes from like kabuki plays.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the stagehands would dress in all black so that they would be less distracting as they moved things around, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you had a play that had a ninja or an assassin or a sneaky type character in it, you would have them dress as the stagehands so that when they leapt out and killed somebody, it was a big surprise.
That's like fourth wall breaking, awesome theater stuff.
I love it so much.
Let's real quick. So it is a Souls game. You lock onto your enemies. You orbit around them. Oops. You get stabbed from them when they surprise you from behind. So we've just died. We died our first death because I was too busy talking.
That's our first death.
First
I feel
death.
pretty good about that.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Load times are okay, as you can see. Okay, so so you can stealth people in this game, which you can do. It's much harder to do in Souls games in general. You are a ninja, so they make it a bit easier.
Yeah, naturally.
And so guard is on the left bumper. If you tap guard instead of holding it, you'll do a deflect like that, which damages their posture. We'll talk more about posture as we do this, but essentially it's a refilling sort of stamina bar. It's that thing that's growing when I get hit there. Like if that reaches all the way out to the sides, I get destabilized and I'm stunned and they can move in and hurt me. And every enemy also has their own. So when I swing, if you were to block, which you didn't, it wouldn't hurt him, but it would start filling that bar up. So you need to manage, like you can't just, if you just keep blocking, that bar will eventually fill up and you will get in trouble. so you need to be aggressive as well.
That's really interesting. So you have to manage not just your health and stamina, but also your enemy's health and stamina.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
You
nice.
need to pay a lot of attention to your enemy's stamina. So boom, that was a deflect into an instant kill. And very rarely in this game do you just like hit somebody with your sword, then they fall over. You're pretty much doing execution moves every single time you kill somebody.
That's great.
Which is good because the moves look really cool and they're quick. It's not like a belabored animation every single time.
Yeah, I've noticed that every time you kill somebody or stealth them or just get that finishing move, you turn the enemy to the camera.
It's so wild. He's showing you what he's doing.
I really appreciate that cinematography touch. So artistic. It is also, I'll say, in keeping with the ninjutsu ideology, to just murder somebody as quickly as possible.
He'll just put the sword right in him.
Yeah, because ninjutsu is really all about, it's mostly about not getting into fights. I'll say that. Most of ninjutsu is being stealthy and quiet and not initiating combat with somebody else, which is, I think, unusual for martial arts. But then the other part of it is murdering them as quickly as possible.
That rules. Okay, so this is one of the first sort of tougher enemies. He's not a name. Oh yeah, he is a named guy. So this is our first named enemy.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll see like some of the back and forth of the combat here is like you don't expend stamina by swinging or dodging or sprinting or anything. So you're supposed to just do it, and they will block a lot of your attacks, and then you want to block theirs. And this guy takes 2 death blows since he's a more powerful. Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to get this guy's to fill up his yellow bar there twice before I can do those execution moves on him.
Okay. So it's really not about, because your normal hits do very little.
They do you're doing chip damage.
But you're just trying to manage their stamina and your stamina so that you can get that kill.
More or less, yes. So certain enemies, their stamina bar will refill quickly, and when you're fighting those enemies, you do really need to look for opportunities to chip down their health, because when their health bar is shorter, their stamina bar refills more slowly. So those two systems are tied together really tightly. But yeah, it's mostly like you're not gonna win any boss fights in this game with chip damage. You're gonna do it by hurting them enough that you can, hurting them enough and quickly enough that you can access one of those finisher moves. It is very different from Dark Souls in that way, because like in a lot of like boss fights in Dark Souls, you just go into like absolute survival mode where you're just like running around and just like waiting and waiting and waiting for an opportunity to get one more hit in, to just like take one little chip off their health. And in this one, you literally can't do that, because if you're waiting between hitting them, that stamina bar is refilling and you're sort of getting closer back to square one.
I like that a lot, because that was actually one of my issues with the Dark Souls games, is that it felt like a lot of waiting and of dodging and not getting hit and then waiting for your moment, which I'm not great at.
Yeah.
I don't play a lot of stealth games stealthily, because I just want to just play the game. Like, I just want to play the game and not wait. But I really like this as a corrective, where it's like, it's not about finding your moment, it's about constantly finding your moments.
Yes.
I really like that.
Yes, it's about like a lot of times when I have trouble with a fight or a boss fight, I take a step back and I think, oh shit, I'm playing like Dark Souls right now, and then I go back and I do that same fight being much more aggressive and just like applying more pressure more consistently, rather than just doing the like dancing around them thing. And it's like, oh, okay, no, this is how this game is meant to be played. Yeah, actually, Wizard Dad points out that you'd probably really enjoy Bloodborne, because it's similar to a Souls game, but it rewards aggression a lot more.
Okay.
Because just the pacing of the combat is different, and also there's this rally system in that one, so if you get hit, you get health back by hitting your enemy right again.
Okay, I like that.
Hitting them back.
Yeah. I like games that work, that reward you for engaging in combat, I guess is the way of saying it. Look at this.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Look at this. This is where all the shadows are coming from. It's a full moon, just like you predicted. God, it's such a pretty game so far, too.
You can choose, yes, Mzatara, you can choose English audio. The default language is Japanese for it. I haven't heard the English voice acting. I have no idea how it is.
源一郎殿私は
Yeah, I find when I play stealth games, outside of like the Arkham games, for which is just very satisfying to stealth, I'm bad at stealth.
Yeah,
I don't
Arkham
do
games really
it.
made stealth action, right?
Yeah.
Those games are so good though. I'm trying to think if there's like Far Cry games, I'd say can count as stealth games.
Yeah.
So here's a boss who we're totally 100% going to be able to beat.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, this definitely isn't a JRPG thing where they're just going to throw us to the wolves.
I always love that. I remember the first time I ever played a game where you were supposed to beat, or you were supposed to not beat somebody. It was the Magical Knights Rayearth.
That sounds like a JRPG.
Yeah, Magic Knight Rayearth was a manga, and they made a JRPG of it. And there was a couple fights in there that you can't win.
Yeah.
That was very upsetting to me. I replayed, I would fail and then like automatically start my game without watching through the cutscene after it, and be like, no, I have to win. I have to save them. Did not work.
I learned that from some. Oh, there goes my arm.
Your arm. Dude.
Meme Shard, I'm actually pretty sure that you can beat this person. This is an incredibly important like story thing, but that this happens to you.
Right.
But like, I am very, very, very eager to like see really good players go after this thing because I haven't found an artificial gate yet in stopping me from beating this guy. It's usually just that like you're completely unupgraded. You're like your health bar is the shortest it's ever going to be. You only have one healing item. Like, but I think a good enough player could beat this, and I really, really, really want to see what happens if you do that.
Yeah, I want to see the speed run of this game where you have both your arms. two arm speed run.
Well, that would make it impossible to do any of the grappling hook stuff.
I'm saying maybe it balances out. Maybe this is the first choice you get in the game, and it's not a choice so much as it is a skill barrier.
Yeah.
Where you don't get a grapple hook, but you do have two human arms.
That was a real ass Tengu.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was a person in a Tengu mask.
So in Japanese legends, Tengu taught the first people to be ninjas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a bunch of people wandered up into the mountains and met some Tengu, and the Tengu were like, we're going to teach you dope magic and shit.
Ryu, we're playing on PS4 Pro. So back to the topic of Tengu, because they will pop up in this game a few more times.
That's great. I love Tengu.
What are they? Are they bird demons?
Yeah, basically, from my understandings, they're just like chill-ass bird demons that live in the mountains. I don't know a ton about them.
Are they specifically gendered, like harpies and stuff like that? Are Tengu usually women, or is that a gender-neutral mythological beast?
I think they're gender neutral or male. I think it can be whomever. I think they can be whatever gender they want.
Nice.
So to speak.
So here's our shinobi prosthetic. It's fucking cool as hell. It's like an actual human bone and then a cool ceramic hand.
That's great.
And here is, if you play Dark Souls, I think this guy's probably the closest thing that we have to a Garamon, and I hope I don't have to fight him because I love him.
Wow, he's really burning you. Meme Chart says, Google female Tengu at your own fucking risk, my guy. That was specifically to you. Everybody else can Google it.
I mean, I know that Tengu is also something else.
What is it?
It's a competitor to a little product known as the Fleshlight, and it does the same exact thing.
Great.
I think actually, I don't. It could be another thing like that. It could be crossing my wires here. I mean, I definitely don't know.
Anyway, Google at your own risk.
Oh, that's a Tenga. Okay.
Oh yeah. When I went to Japan, we went to a Tenga store. They have stupor stores everywhere.
Yeah.
And they had a mug in the window that said "Love me Tenga." I really wanted that. I did not see them on sale. That was a real mixed experience going into that store, I can tell you.
So, I have described Dark Souls NPCs as it just seems like all of them are on like 3 Xannies, like because like you'll show up and it's like, a new traveler. Whomst among us is the new traveler? Oh, I see you could survive the ordeal with the dragon. And then they'll like giggle at you for a while. Everybody in this game is pretty lucid.
Okay.
Like there are like definitely like in terms of like the tone of Souls games, like everybody in this game feels a bit more like they've lost less of their mind.
Okay.
There are definitely some cool, weird characters, but like you generally understand who everybody is and what their relationship to the world is. So yes, this is our first save. These are our bonfires. These are sculptors' idols.
Yeah. I like to commune with the sculptor's idol.
It's good language.
Yeah.
Another thing, let's flip through this menu right here. Let me talk to the sculptor. If this were a bonfire, okay, we don't have any of the options yet. Never mind. I'll show you that later. And here is sort of this game's equivalent of like the fire keepers or the doll from Bloodborne.
All right. She like a shrine maiden?
She's a doctor. Her name is Emma. Meme Shark says, good, an inscrutable, helpful woman. That's Dark Souls, baby.
I like this slow pan around them that we're getting.
Yeah, thank you. That's all me.
Yeah, it's great work.
She's telling us about this game's version of the Estus Flask. This game has both types of healing items. It has it has a healing over time item called pellets that you can carry 3 of at any given time, and then it has your Estus Flask, which is your instant healing thing that refills every time you rest. And you bring her seeds, and it gives you more charges for it.
We have stopped the spinning. Some of the chat was displeased by it.
Okay.
It's fair.
Yeah, totally fair. Let's go visit this cool dude. So far everything we've shown has definitely been covered in coverage of this game so far. So we're still in like, if you've been paying attention, you've seen this territory. But this guy is really cool. He is, I don't know if he tells us his name. Sorry, I'll stop doing the panning.
I appreciate your instincts to provide a good visual experience. Whoa.
Uh-oh. Hang on, I'm drinking a coffee here.
Hey, buddy. Hey, chill out. Oh, my God. Look at this guy.
You just got stabbed. That's a cool ninja thing to say after you fight someone. So he's fine. So that's this guy's whole thing. Is this guy is an immortal swordsman, and he represents this game being one of the friendliest FromSoft games ever because he trains you. Like when you learn new techniques, he is a guy who you can just fight for free and try those techniques out on, and he'll actually tell you how to do them. He's really cool.
That's great. I like that mechanic a lot. I like that it's built in to this dude's backstory.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
am. That's great.
And he also has a really good personality, and he's nice.
Skytramp points out that this dude just likes getting beat up. I
mean, that can be your headcanon.
It is. Just waiting for some swordsman good enough.
A warm body that can't die might be useful. I volunteer mine. All right, I accept.
Anne Kant wants to know, can you date him?
No, I haven't. I've had a genuinely nice interpersonal moment with him where I was like, oh my god, this game made me care a lot about my fighting dummy. But no, you can't date him. You don't have time to date. You need to go save your master. Which let's go get started on that.
That's fair. Can you date any of the monsters or NPCs?
I haven't found any dating options yet. I found a lot of stabbing options, not a lot of dating options.
Okay. Yeah, I guess those don't overlap as much as the internet thinks they do.
Okay, so we've got a ninja hand now, which means we can do some cool zip lining.
Multiple Kitten says, while you were all dating, Pat was studying the blade.
It's true.
It's true.
This game is so fucking pretty. Another Souls comparison. This one is structure-wise, it's more like Dark Souls 1 in that the world is all interconnected. There are certain areas that are segmented off and you only access certain ways, similar to the first Dark Souls. But so far the world is all interconnected, and unlike Dark Souls 1, you do have fast travel unlocked from the very beginning. So once you've been to a sculptor's idol, you can instantly go to it.
Clone Gerbs asks, so when you sit at a shrine, do you need to choose to rest to heal up and respawn enemies?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can sit at a shrine and do any of the shrine options and choose not to do that. And the reason you would do that is, let's say, when you rest, every enemy respawns. So if you want to just go upgrade some stuff, or I forget exactly what all the options are for the shrines. You can use all of the functions at a shrine except for resting, and then continue, and it won't respawn the enemies. It's the only thing that'll respawn them.
There's general interest in seeing more grappling hook when you get a chance.
Oh hell yeah!
I figure it'll happen.
You will see a lot of grappling hook. So yeah, the grappling hook is it's fixed points. You start to visually identify them as you play the game, even before you get the little icon there. But anything gnarled or hooked like that is usually one. It's not like Arkham Asylum where it'll just make a point for you to latch onto.
Is there a difference between the green dots and the white dots?
White dot means it's out of range. So if I jump,
okay.
no. Yep, so if I jump, I was just able to get that one in range.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes. And yeah, looking for these is usually a really good way to facilitate stealth. Oops. I say as I just drop in front of a fucking rifle now.
Lincoln Carpenter asked how much grappling hook material did I cover in my ninja training?
Ooh, great question.
So not a lot, but we did climb a lot of stuff.
Tell me about climbing.
So again, a lot of ninjutsu is finding ways of avoiding combat. So we would do a lot of stuff like climbing buildings and climbing trees and doing wall runs and wall jumping and other miscellaneous ups. Working on our ups, learning how to jump really high from a dead stop rather than a running jump.
Okay.
Learning how to do dive rolls over things.
I love doing dive rolls.
They're pretty satisfying.
In both video games and real life. I learned how to. They call it the shionage or the tamonage. It's just a roll maneuver that I learned when I was 5 years old in karate, and I still know how to do. And it's the thing where you do a running start. You can do a running start, and then you do the arm over, and then you just roll over your shoulder, and it's useful.
It is useful.
Yeah,
it is useful. You once you know how to shoulder roll, you'll find reasons and excuses to shoulder roll all the time.
Yeah,
it's very satisfying to do.
So you learned how to jump, how to climb.
Yeah. And we would do it a lot. We would go to buildings and climb buildings.
Okay.
So we didn't need no
with authorization, or would you just be
Don't worry about it.
No, you're ninja. You can do what you want.
What are you asking for.
Yeah. Well, wasn't one of your instructors a cop?
One of my ninjutsu instructors was a police officer. He was not invited on those trips.
We're gonna take a dip back to the temple and install our first ninja arm.
I'm glad the chat is bringing this to light because I watched you stab a lot of chickens and I just watched you do it again and you didn't comment on it at all. And I wasn't going to comment on it at all, but I'm glad the chat did.
That's a good point. See, that's what this game does to you. I've been playing this game for so long and I've stabbed so many chickens now that I'm just like, yeah.
Just like over it. Cannot be bothered to comment on that chicken stabbing. The giant chicken stabbing. It was a huge monster of a chicken, and you did kill it.
So you'll find these objects out in the world that are called shinobi tools, and then you will bring them back to the sculptor, and he will attach them to your arm for you. So now we're getting shuriken, which is one of the first, I'd say one of the most iconic ninja tools that I can think of. Do you know how to throw a shuriken?
I
A
do.
shuriken?
I'm very bad at shuriken. There are some things in ninjutsu I'm very good at and some things that I'm very bad at. And almost all of the weapons, for whatever reason, I'm just not good at. I did once take a shuriken to the face, though.
Ow!
And it was a practice shuriken, so it didn't cut me, but it did give me like a swollen lip for a couple of days.
Ouch.
Good times. But yeah, we used to practice, so we would practice, God, this is... Ninjutsu's great, but also real dumb. So we would practice blocking shuriken. We would have a sword, and we would have to practice blocking them out of our way. And what happened is I didn't block a shuriken that somebody threw at my face. I'm glad I'm not in ninjutsu anymore, is what I'll say. It was a great part of my life, and I learned a lot, physically and emotionally. But I'm real glad I don't do it anymore. Because a lot of it's bad and should not be done by people.
Yeah. What's the dumbest ninjutsu maneuver you've learned?
I mean, there's a lot of we had to do conditioning a lot, which you do in just a lot of martial arts.
Yeah.
You have to condition, and I hate conditioning, and I think it's pretty dumb. But like I knew somebody who conditioned by taking just a bunch of wood and rolling it up and down his shin.
Yeah, I've met Taekwondo people who talk about that.
Yes, that's like the Hatsumi-sama, the grand soke of modern ninjutsu, is a bone doctor, and he does approve that.
Oh no.
So that is something that is just, there's two people in the chat who said, I'm glad I'm not in ninjutsu anymore, is exactly what a ninja would say. and I can't, yes, yeah, and Meme Shark points out that it's the microfractures. That's what I've always heard. And whether or not that's true, as with all ninja bullshit, whether or not that's true, I don't know. That's not the point of ninja bullshit.
It's when you said conditioning, I thought you just meant like cardio, and I was like, yeah, that stuff is dumb. Fuck that.
No, actually, ninjutsu is like the least heart healthy, body healthy martial art. I also did capoeira at the same time, and capoeira is, you get fucking fit, you get ripped real quick doing that. But you can do ninjutsu hours a week and not build any muscle
It's
mass.
sort of like, it's sort of the baseball of martial arts.
Yeah.
So that is, this is our first view of the resurrection system.
Yeah.
When you die in this game, you can come back, and you can use that to re-engage stealth against regular enemies. You can't do it. You can't re-engage stealth against named enemies like this guy, but you don't. So you can refill charges for your resurrection by resting or by getting enough kills. So, yeah.
Presumably, is this something that you can like upgrade?
Yes,
Okay.
there are upgrades for this. So this is a good time to pay attention to the two stamina bars. The one down by the bottom is me. The one up top is obviously him. And his is getting close to full. Oops, but he killed me.
Oh.
So there's death 3.
There's actually multiple books. Chaffee says, there's a book by Hatsumi Masaki I found at a library a couple years ago that includes a move with photos where you supposedly throw someone without touching them. Yeah, that is Hatsumi-sama. He's written a bunch of books that contain information. They contain words.
Theories.
Yeah, concepts. I have seen some pretty weird, good ninja stuff. There is a move we practiced. This is something that I'm going to tell you now because I've started and I can't stop.
You gotta do it.
There were energy directional moves where instead of touching somebody, you would like ghost your hand over certain parts of their body to redirect their energy, and it would leave parts of their body weakened. And that's something that we did in practice.
All right.
And I don't know.
So
I'm like, I'll say 100% certain that they are just sort of parlor tricks.
yeah.
Because I have successfully done them on people who did not practice or study ninjutsu or know what it's supposed to do. I have successfully gotten them to work on that. Oh.
I went to a martial arts school for a while that taught a very like sort of mishmash martial art. They called it universal movement, which is very new agey bullshit. But like they taught kung fu, and we did like a lot of qigong to warm up and stuff like that. But then I went to the camp. They did a camp, and at the camp, Sifu, an old white man, came out and did his demonstration where he like Steven Seagal's a bunch of people who just flop over, and then he did a thing where he like held somebody down on the ground using just his chi energy, and like I was just like, I was youngish, but I was like, oh, I need to get out of here. This is a cult.
Yeah. That's the thing is like, I've seen it work on people in combat, but only against other people who have learned what it's supposed to do to you. Yeah. And it's like, how much of this is real and how much of this is play?
And like, yeah, how much of it's like not. So many times when I watch like people doing like Aikido takedowns and stuff like that, no offense to Aikido, it's like, I feel like you're just like not trying to piss your friend off right now.
Yeah. It's like when you're a child and you're playing make-believe and somebody's like, I shot you, and you're like, I have a shield, you can't shoot me. It's like that.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy. So like...
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so here's our next open area. Meme Shark asked a while ago if there's an ammo system for the shurikens. So all of the prosthetic attacks draw from a pool called spirit emblems. They're these little paper dolls, sort of this game's version of the silver blood bullets from Bloodborne. And yes, so they use that. Those are really easy to gather, and you can buy them at any sculptor's idol. And at the point I'm in the game, I think maybe I'm underusing my skills, but I am not hurting for those.
The chat wants to know what your stand name is. Realistic Dog asks what your stand name is.
My stand? Oh,
I do not know what stand is.
A stand is it's a bizarre JoJo's Bizarre Adventure thing. It's like a manifestation of your fighting
Your body
energy.
movement? Okay.
That appears in front of you and fights for you. I don't know what my stand would be.
That's great. Do I need to watch JoJo? Don't tell me.
You do need to watch JoJo. Like speaking of the fucking just kids making stuff up and saying, oh, I shot you, I put a bull. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is just a television program based on a manga, but it's a television program that is 100% just the personification and the manifestation of kids going, well, you can't poison me because I just spent the last 33 years eating pills that make me immune to your poison. Yeah, but I was poisoning those pills, and now I just gave you the antidote to those pills. So now it's like, it's just people having these really good fights that are mostly just them like posing and just like saying like, but I've been training specifically for this.
That's spectacular. That's very good.
It's really good. It's a fucking fun show.
Oh my God. I've been seeing fashion. I see the fashion for it and I'm like,
Yeah, it's got good music, it's got good fashion, it's got some good jokes in it and stuff like that, and the art is really good. It's a lot of fun to look at.
That's great. Chess Neckbeard asks, as somebody who is generally bad at stealth games and dislikes them, how are my odds of enjoying this?
Stealth is mostly used in this game for opening up conflicts. If you enjoy action games and are... Oh, I just done died. If you like action games, you'll still be able to make it by. There aren't any... other than the very, very brief opening, I don't think there are any mandatory stealth sections.
Great. And is there fall damage?
Yes. Yes. It's much less severe than it is in other Souls games, but it's here.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen you take fall. I assume you have to fall pretty high.
I just jumped off a tower like a dumbass because I forgot what I was playing, and I took a bit of fall damage.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I can see it. Just the tiniest sliver.
Okay, I'm going to try to be stealthier through this area now.
Okay. Good luck. The thing I liked about Arkham's stealthing is that there are different levels at which that stealth could happen. You could be under them in the grating, you could be up, you could just be walking behind them, or you could be on like the other side of glass.
It was a fantastic stealth game. It was probably my favorite stealth game I've ever played.
Yeah, I think mine too.
You know, yeah, because like your default stealth movement speed in that game was so fast too.
Yeah, he had his calf strength. I don't even know what part of your body you need to have strong to be able to crouch run, but Batman has it. This guy is more contemplative with his stealth, which I also appreciate.
Oh yeah, you might have noticed me vacuuming up coins into my body. That's a cool thing is standard enemies in this one who don't have like there are items that you will find around the map just like in any Souls game, but in terms of just looting individual corpses, you can do that from any range or from a really wide range from multiple enemies just by holding square, and you'll suck up all the coins of everybody in the area who you just killed.
That's great.
So you don't need to manually run from body to body.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, me too.
Have you played it on mouse or keyboard yet?
No, I don't have PC code. I'm playing on PS4. I would definitely not play this game with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah?
No, I wouldn't play a Souls game with mouse and keyboard either. Like it's not us. Yeah.
Alibis says loot suck would be my superpower. It's a good one.
It's your battle tendency. So battle tendency is another JoJo concept along with stand that I don't understand yet because I haven't been introduced to it yet. Yeah, JoJo it's just about like every season is just coming up with a new thing. The first season was Hamon energy.
Okay.
Which is like chi breathing energy that you can use to do stupid stuff.
Great.
Like shoot lasers out of your eyes or turn hair into needles that you can throw at people. Anyways, sorry. Back to JoJo.
Yeah. No, this is great. I have more context for JoJo than I do Naruto, which is the thing people usually reference when you talk about ninjas.
I guess, yeah, nobody in JoJo is ninjas. I don't know why I started talking about...
I don't know either. The chat was talking about it earlier, and I didn't know what it was, but now I understand. As Lincoln Carpenter says, Shamon energy.
Yes. That's the other good thing about JoJo is it's just all music references, but no actual relation to those bands or names that are being referenced. It's just they name bands after people, or name people after bands. There's this Zeppelin is one of the characters. His best friend is Robert E.O. Speedwagon.
That's good. Oh, that's very good. Giggles Von Barblesby says there's a god named AC/DC.
Yes.
That's good.
One of like the ultimate god enemies. Like he's supposed to be one of the ultimate beings. He's named Santana after Carlos Santana, creator of Smooth.
That one's just a dude, though. Like, that one's just somebody's name.
Oh, his band was called Santana.
That's true, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Wow, good. Hey, good job, Pat.
Thank you.
Oof.
It's big boy season.
Yep, and the hunting's good. How do you identify which of these is for murdering and which of these is for talking?
Well, I can't target her, so.
Oh, okay. That's a good clue.
Trey Vega, yes, there is a character called a stand called Dirty Deeds Done Cheap, and I think and for one of the Western translations of it, that one has a hilarious change so that they didn't get sued for using that. And I think it's called like cruel tasks done at an acceptable price or something like that.
That's really good. That's really good. That's like something I'd put in a Craigslist ad.
Sorry, Zombie says that this is giving me DMC vibes. Does it play like that or a Souls game? It plays a lot more like a Souls game than Devil May Cry. There are no, like, Devil May Cry is a combo game. There are no combos in this game. It's like everything is on either tapping or holding the right bumper. It's just about deciding how long your attack window should be, and how to dodge and when to dodge, and you have various other abilities too, but there's no combo system. Yeah, VST PNV says Souls / Ninja Gaiden. I'd say it's the closest combination I could give it. But I guess Ninja Gaiden's a bit of a combo game too, but.
Everything I hear about JoJo makes me want to watch it. Here to fuck up more chickens. Hey everybody, this is Polygon.com. We're fucking up some chickens in this stream today. Is the Japanese language the default for speech?
Yes, it is. It's pretty cool. And the Japanese voice acting is really good.
And Panda Guess wants to know, is this less punishing than the Dark Souls game?
That's a very difficult question to answer. It is punishing in different ways. It is... let me think about how to answer that. The fact that you can... So it is less obtuse than other Souls games. It's generally easier to know what you should be doing and where you should be going. All of the game's menus tell you what everything means more than other Souls games do. You know, like when I first played Dark Souls, I would sit down and I'd look at like a fire and it would say like, kindle fire, reverse hollowing, and there would be no descriptions of what any of those things meant. This game does a lot better at that stuff. Combat-wise, general enemies, I would say, are going to get the best of you a little less often, especially in one-on-one if you're managing it. Like, I find that I just get ganked less often in this one. But boss fights in this one are really, really fucking hard. And you can just go after them again and again and again.
Follow-up question, was that dude's name Crow's Bed Memorial Mob?
Yes.
That's his name?
Yeah.
That's his name, Pat?
Yeah, that's a name.
Oh. Crow's Bed Memorial. You don't see a lot of names that have possessives in them. That feels like a mistake. Because what if I were Jenna's Stever?
Jenna's Steeper.
Actually, that's bad. That sounds bad. But what if you were Pat's Gill?
I don't know. I would be okay with being Pat's Gill.
Okay. I like Pat's Gill. Jenna's Stever is laborious. That's awful. And the Infinite Goose says, this game reminds me of a little of Onimusha.
Yeah, big Onimusha vibes. Also, what was that other one? Tenchu. Feels a lot like Tenchu, or looks a lot like Tenchu for sure, in the terms of like the occult and supernatural Japanese ninja fighting.
Dropkick Channel recommends I do it Japanese style. Jenna no Stever, which is very good.
That's your name is actually okay to do in Japanese.
Pretty much, yeah.
My friend Laura was teaching Japan. No, she was teaching English in Japan, and her last name was Giorgio, which is very, very, very hard to turn into like that sort of katakana friendly like thing. It became a very, very long name. So her students just called her. I think she just went with Rora.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. People actually loving the giant chicken murder. I feel like maybe the chat's been... Chat, can you give me some indicator of whether you like or dislike the chicken murder?
Hey.
Organize this poll amongst yourselves.
Gotta eat.
Are you eating those giant
I don't
chicken
know.
boys?
I assume somebody gathers those and cooks them up for me.
I mean, why else
That's how
would
I
they
stay
have
so
so many
strong.
giant chickens? That's a great point.
Okay, so we are gonna do some stabbing real quick. A quick change of pace. We're gonna do a little stabbing here.
Grizzyton says bigger chickens make bigger nugs.
True. Tendies. Some big tendies in there.
Yeah, big tendies.
All right, here's Chained Ogre. He's the wrestling guy.
Love chained
We're
ogre.
gonna take care of this dude. Shit.
Well,
This isn't gonna go well because I have 3 healing pellets and no charges on my my healing item. So we'll see how this goes.
yeah, and chained ogre's a big, rough, tough, tumbly dude.
He is. Where is he? Oh, there he is.
I love that dive. You are just...
Very dead.
He just smushed you with his whole body. Oh, he just smushed you real flat.
Okay. But it. Whoa!
No.
Oh, that's an important note in this game. Is deaths aren't instant, or cliffs aren't instant death in this one. Just mostly death. You will respawn.
I like mostly death.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm dead. There are some other side tasks that we can and should take care of before we fight this guy.
Okay.
So we'll do that now, real quick.
Infinite Goof wants to know, can you not push yourself or him off the cliff, presumably?
You can't cliff chase people in this one. You gotta do it the old-fashioned way.
With your sword.
With your sword.
It's pretty good. That's what you're here for, anyway.
Yeah,
You know. What
yeah.
are you doing pushing people off cliffs?
Right. That's the way you kill somebody in a Disney movie.
Yeah, or in Assassin's Creed Odyssey after
Yes.
you get the Spartan kick, which is great every single time.
All right, we're gonna head to the dilapidated temple. We're gonna upgrade a couple things, and then we are going to, what the fuck is I doing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you some of the cool alternate areas in the game.
Great.
Yes.
Mariachi Macabre wants to know, what are the odds this turns into a cosmic horror game halfway through?
No comment.
Ooh, interesting.
It doesn't go Bloodborne on you, but it's the, like, clearly there are supernatural things happening on a base level in this game, and that sort of stuff changes as the game goes on, in fun ways.
Interesting.
Mox says, how hard does this game compare to Dark Souls? Again, I would say it's a very different feel than Dark Souls, and it's hard to say if it's easier or harder. It's faster, and it requires a bit more reflex, and I would say maybe a little less like positional awareness than Dark Souls does. And it also doesn't have nearly, I would say it doesn't kill you, surprise kill you as often as Dark Souls does. Like, there are no like surprise boulder running you over and killing you, or like walking past a door and then somebody jumping out from behind the door and hitting you with a sword.
Pretty funny. A good sword prank.
Yeah, it has less good sword pranks.
Yeah, Mox follows up with, is it less grindy than Neo?
I didn't play Neo, so I can't say.
Anybody in the chat? Meme Shark confirms that Neo did get grindy. I mean, I assume this one doesn't feel too grindy, right?
It doesn't feel grindy. I would say it's, if the closest thing I compare it to is actually Hollow Knight. Like, and I know that Hollow Knight is inspired by Souls games, but like when I was playing a Souls game, usually I would go to an area and I went to areas in the right order and I would take care of the stuff. Playing through this one has felt a lot more like there's this open world and there's a lot of stuff to do in it, and usually I know the really, really hard thing that I'm supposed to be doing, and then I just keep failing at it, so then I'll just go explore the world, and I'll usually come back with some upgrades and stuff like that, and then I'll try that really hard stuff again later, and maybe I can do it, and maybe I still can't, and it's almost, once you get out of this first couple hours that we're playing here today, it really feels like that, and that like, you generally know where you should be, but you can also find lots of other places you can both practice and get stronger, like in quantifiable ways. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it seems like there's a decent amount of like forward progression. Like you don't feel like, that was my always complaint with Dark Souls, is that having to grind the same area because I sat down and had some tea at a fire, and then having to get up and kill things all over again really degraded my sense of progress in the game. It sounds like that's less of an issue.
Having fast travel right off the bat in this one gets around some of that, because generally, you know, once you've reached one of these sculptor's idols, you can just get there. There's no running back. You know, there aren't corpse runs in this one. And generally, you can be where you want to be, and the segments of gameplay, like between you and a boss or something like that, usually aren't super long and punishing. But honestly, the upgrades come really slowly, and I feel like it is mostly like the quantifiable improvement is mostly you getting better at it.
Okay.
And unlike Souls, most of the major upgrades to both your health and attack power in this one can't be done by just grinding against small enemies. Those are things that you get from killing bosses.
Okay.
So it's harder to, in this one, it's harder to just like say, well, I'll just go kill a whole bunch of skeletons until I can get my strength up and hit this boss harder. You need to beat bosses to get stronger, to make your stats actually improve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
That helps me. I don't know. Does that help the audience? They're talking about Neo, which is good.
Yeah. I need to play Neo at some point. Sorry, I'm going to skip through this dialogue here.
Yeah, y'all know what talking sounds like.
So when I killed somebody, I forgot who gave me this. I got this gourd seed. You bring gourd seeds to her, and she gives your healing flask another charge.
Oh, cool.
So now when I use my healing item, I can use it twice before I need to rest. And that's the sort of thing that, like I said, like in terms of trying bosses again with different skills, like those are you might find a mid boss, or you might just like go way down like a side alley and like explore an area, and you'll find a gourd seed at the end of it. Cool. And you'll be like, okay, well now I have more health for when I go back and I try this boss that I was having a hard time with. Kingpin, yes, when you rest, enemies come back. But yeah, we can look at this menu now. So here's enhanced physical attributes. When we get enough prayer beads, we can raise our maximum HP. Memory, the game hasn't told us what that is, so I won't tell you what that is yet. You can fast travel. You can purchase spirit emblems, which are the single-use items that you use to fire your ninja, your prosthetics.
Great.
And you can rest. And resting is the only thing from this menu that'll respawn enemies.
Okay.
So a couple of minutes ago, we got a while ago, we got a bell from an old lady, and then we put it on a little Buddha statue, and we prayed to it, and it brought us somewhere else.
Ooh.
Yes. So this is another thing that I will talk about because it has been covered extensively in all of the coverage of this game so far, is for this first chunk of the game, the first several hours, you have access to this other area here that is actually somehow you reliving the past that you have forgotten. And it's sort of a parallel area. It is not linked in with the greater connected world of the game, but it's a really cool dynamic where like this area gets hard, the other area you're in gets hard. But when I was playing through this game, I would like make progress in the main area and then I'd get stuck. So I would come here and then make it a bit further. So it's these two parallel worlds that you're in for a while, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's a great mechanic for, again, like dissipating that frustration you get if you're in an area
Yeah.
and you're not making progress. This seems like a really good workaround. Dano Bird wants to know if they should play this game or Ghost of Tsushima or both.
That's a great question, and I have no idea because nobody has played Ghost of Tsushima yet.
It looks beautiful.
It looks much more like grounded. It looks like it's very much like a video game Kurosawa movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks spectacular. I'm really excited about playing both of them.
Yes.
I think you should too.
Yeah. This one is being developed by a Japanese studio as opposed to Tsushima, which is being made in Seattle, I think, by a Western team, which is, it's going to be a take on it.
Kingpin Caribou wants to know, are there different character types or just the one?
Just the one in this game. There's no character creation in the game we're playing right now. So here's a cool weird character. And this is, I'm pretty sure, a reference to the toilet hand thing from Japanese folklore. The hand that reaches out of toilets and asks you for things.
Oh my god.
So he's a special vendor, and you bring him carp scales, and he'll give you cool items.
Like what kind of items? Like Healy bits?
Unique items, like some blueprints and some weapons, or not weapons, but like things that, resources. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, fair enough. Audience is into Toilet Hand.
He's a good guy.
That's great. You know, I love to hear that. I love to hear people standing Toilet Guy.
We stand toilet guy.
Sharon Mick wants to know, can you play as Toilet Hand?
You cannot play as toilet hand. God, I wish you could play as toilet hand.
Maybe in the DLC.
God, I don't think they've announced any of the DLC yet, but Souls DLC is usually really fucking good, so I'm very excited to see what they come up with for this.
Excellent.
Any magic use or all sword fights? You gradually unlock more abilities as the game goes on. The thing on my ninja arm, some of that stuff you could kind of consider like spells, and I think later in the game maybe you do unlock some ninjutsu. Or some jutsu, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the magic that all ninjas learn that I know but can't tell anybody about. Sorry. Sorry. Gay Voidfish says Toilet Hand is an all stealth build.
That would be really
good.
You just disappear into your barrel.
Yeah. Yeah. Very Metal Gear.
Oh, the guy just kicked dirt in my eyes.
Wow.
Wow,
Rude.
This guy and his friends are jerks. I'm out of here. I'm gonna rest real quick.
I liked how on fire you got for a moment.
Yeah, they shoot fire arrows. Mox Bagel, you can increase your attack power over the course of the game. And you can unlock new combos and stuff. I don't know if we will get into that skill tree within the time that we have left, but that happens pretty early on as you get the ability to. And that's also a thing that we've covered a lot, is the different skill trees. God damn, that guy keeps kicking dirt in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good move, so I understand why he's doing it. It's pretty rude, though. I don't like this other guy standing at a distance, just, like, firing arrows at you. Didn't help him.
Didn't help him. I took all of his blood. You also find those things that I just found, Buddhist sugars, which are just different candies that you eat, and they give you temporary stat boosts to either your attack power, your defense, or your stealth abilities.
I feel like a Buddhist sugar cube is maybe just tofu. feel like maybe
Yeah.
it's just a cube of tofu.
Sweet tofu. I'm wondering if sweet tofu would be okay. Can you think of any examples of tofu with a sweet preparation?
I mean, I've definitely made baked goods with tofu instead of eggs.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that really counts because it's not about the tofu, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like about like the tofu's in it, but it's not about the tofu.
Yeah, I had tofu cream cheese for the first time like 2 weeks ago or something, and it was really fucking good. I was not expecting it to be good.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty creamy, and it's got a nice tang to it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Love that tang. Love that cream cheese tang.
So I'm just stabbing all these dudes who aren't wearing pants. One of the things that this game is like reminding me, like from, you know, and I've also learned this from looking at art, period art from Japan. Certain periods of Japanese history were just sort of like ass out eras, just like letting it all hang out, just like walking around in a loincloth, which is cool as hell.
Yeah, it looks very relaxed and chill. And I guess if you're doing like farming or
Yeah, it's hot out. It's incredibly humid. Just take the damn pants off.
right? Like, what are you standing on ceremony for?
Right.
And what are pants but, you know, like a flex?
Yeah.
Really? Like showing off that you can afford to put clothes.
Cloth on the lower half of your body.
It's like,
yeah.
right. Like,
That's a lot of cloth too to wrap up all the leg.
yeah, and you have to have like seams and stuff like that. Like, that's, you know, if you believe in yourself, you don't need to wear pants. Like, if you believe in who you are outside of who you are with other people, you don't need to wear pants.
Oh, shit. Shit. Fuck. God damn it. Sorry.
You're doing great. Yeah! You did a good murder. Oh, boy. There's more.
Oh, God, they got me. So I'm going to die and come back.
Ooh, Matt Will Jackson asks, can you hook shot anywhere you want or just where it signals you can?
Yeah, just predetermined attach points. And that's pretty important to the design of the game is that, like, it is way more vertical and you have a lot more up and down movement around the environment than you would in a Souls game because it has a jump button. But it is still, yeah, you can still only do it where you're supposed to do it, which prevents you from breaking sequences. But I will say that, like, it feels pretty natural. Like, I don't often like look at an area and be like, oh fuck, it doesn't make sense that I can't grapple there. It's usually, if you can't grapple up to a place, it usually makes sense that you can't.
Okay. Meme Chart follows up with, can you hook shot people?
Certain enemies, yeah. Certain boss fights, you can hook shot onto people at certain moments.
Is it just like the really tall ones?
Yeah, you might have seen the green icon a few times when I was fighting the chained ogre.
Yeah.
And so I could have, in that fight, used the hookshot to close distance and get back in on him. And then there's a boss fight later in the game who you actually use the hookshot to avoid some of his attacks by hooking onto him at a certain time.
That's great.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
Kingpin Caribou says, does seem like the enemies are that aggressive. Is this easier than Souls? I think the question is more like, are enemies more aggressive than in Souls?
They are more dangerous in mobs than I would say they are in Souls.
Okay.
And we are still near the beginning of the game where generally they're pretty chill and apprehensive about coming in at you. And there are significantly more aggressive enemies that come up pretty soon. Let's open our first little shortcut in this area.
Are the roosters and chickens the only
Oh, these ones?
oversized mammals hanging around this world? Do you see any like big ducks?
Yeah, I don't want to chicken splain here, but chickens aren't mammals.
Sorry?
Do you think chickens are mammals, or was that just
They're-
like a slip of the tongue?
They're aviation. They're
Right? Are are chickens mammals?
they are not because
Okay,
they don't give
milk.
live birth and they
Okay,
don't have
okay,
milk.
good. Sorry.
I misspoke. I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for correcting you, but
No. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. Are there other big creatures, mammalian or otherwise?
I don't want to get. No, I'm not gonna answer that because we're not gonna run into any within the time that we're playing this.
Okay.
There's dogs and chickens, my two favorite mammals.
Okay, because the dogs have been like a little bit big, but not outside the realm.
That's
of
true. No, they're
possibility.
regular sized. Chickens are the only oversized animals we are going to see within our playtime here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the fish were really big.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Muscles, meaty beast. That's a good Twitch username. Okay, so actually, you know what? We are going to unlock the first skill tree here. In just a minute.
Oh, Robot Phoenix posts a good fun fact that they just looked up. Traveling Buddhist monks were the first ones to bring sugar crystallization techniques from ancient India to China.
That's so fucking cool.
That is real cool.
So that makes sense about the candies then.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good content.
I learned something.
Yeah. God, I want to know more about Buddhist candy.
Okay, so there's our shinobi axe. We are going to teleport back to our sculptor. We're going to attach a couple new ninja things to our arm, and I think he's also going to give us the ability to unlock cool skills. Jenna, question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Which mammalian nugget do you think would be best? Because chicken has monopoly of
The nug.
the avian nuggets.
Yeah, nug supremacy.
If we're gonna like a land mammal were to be turned into nuggets, what nuggets do you think would be the best?
I mean, I feel like a pork nugget. Like, doesn't that
pugget.
seem? Yeah, doesn't that seem like that might already exist?
Yeah, I mean meatballs are kind of beef nuggets, but no, it's not bread and fry. I think pork is. Yeah, you're right on pork because it can be a white meat, or it's a lighter meat. It's a fatty meat.
Yeah, I think it'd be really nice breaded. I mean, I guess you can do like tonkatsu. Just basically.
It's just a big flat pork nugget.
Yeah, that's basically what that is. And is real good. I don't know. Do you have one? I thought about saying human. I see some people in the Slack are saying human, but actually, I just don't think that would be very good. I have to assume not. Yeah, I think it's got to be pork.
I've had, I think pork tonkatsu is probably the closest thing I've had to that. All right, we're gonna fit a couple new shinobi attachments to our arm. We have about another half hour to stream before we hit the 2 hours that we're allowed to show today. But if you are interested in seeing more of this, there is a video up on Polygon Guides, which is it's our side channel where we post just raw gameplay and guides, and there's a 2 hour run there where I cut out where it's me playing after having played for a very, very long time, and it's also a lot of the deaths and dialogue and fucking around are cut out, so I go to some more areas and fight some more bosses. Let's go back to Hirata Estate and continue our little adventure there. Okay, yeah, so we can do new stuff now. Now we can acquire skills.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah.
So we do gain experience when we kill enemies, and we can use those experience points to get new skills, such as combat arts and prosthetic arts, and there are other trees that unlock later.
Cool. I like prosthetic arts.
It's a cool thing to say.
Yeah, it's satisfying.
We're going to do this one. This is the Mikiri counter that allows us to deal with thrust attacks better. We haven't really talked about the unblockable attacks in this game, but we will. And then which of these should I get? This one is...
Oh, grapple hook attack.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
All right, cool.
I mean, listen, a grapple hook is only so good as the uses you have for it.
Yeah, and we just gave ourselves more cool ways to do it. So now we can do more moves. Let's go see if we can take care of that shinobi hunter whomst I hate so much.
The shinobi hunter is trouble. I mean, as you might expect based on the name.
Yeah, he's meant specifically to kill me.
Yeah, and I've seen him kill you a lot already. I think you're going to be good. I think you've got the hang of it now.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
I believe it.
We'll see, Jenna.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Ooh,
together.
veggie nugs. Actually, that makes me think tofu nuggets, extremely good.
They are real good,
Yeah, there are some that, like, I think that both Morningstar ones are good if they're actually fried. But there was a Japanese restaurant that I used to go to that would just do like fried tofu nuggets with a really, really good sweet and spicy dipping sauce. It was just so delicious.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Okay, so you can have 3 shinobi tools equipped at any given time. And you just cycle between them with triangle. So I can just boop, 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 boop.
Cool. Can we get you to shuriken some boys?
Oh,
When you get a chance?
of course, yeah. First, I'm actually going to shinobi axe a couple dudes because these
Cool.
shield guys are a complete pain in the ass to deal with until you have the shinobi axe.
I really love him running around with just the axe on his elbow.
It's very good.
It's a really good design. It feels like... Yeah, I mean, it feels like if I had that, I would be shaving parts of my thigh off every time I ran. It'd be very lopsided very quickly. RachelBot V2 wants to know, are those arrow indicators enemies that have noticed you?
Yes, it has a good stealth system like that where it'll keep you filled in on the awareness of your enemies. Okay, so this might feel like it. It's a boss arena. And one of the cool things about this game is certain bosses, not all of them, but certain mid-bosses, you can steal the first bar of their health if you get a stealth kill on them.
That's great.
You'll still need to fight them for a second phase, but if you get in close and you're careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So now I only have to take care of 1 health bar from that shinobi hunter, but we're going to take care of his friends first. Oh, or they're going to take care of us. Oh, shit. That was an unblockable. Oh, Jesus. Oh, time to run. Time to run. Excuse me. Oof. Yeah, so there are not a ton, but there are some boss fights in this game, which is less Soulsy, where you have to fight regular mobs along with the boss as well. They don't respawn. It's like never respawning mobs, but it is like a consideration.
Oh.
Wah!
Oh, it's just that his weapon is so long.
Yeah, I mean, he's hunting shinobs.
He's a tough boy. Ugh.
Oh, shit. I'm in trouble, Jenna. So the pellets heal over time. And they're sticking together. They are friends. They are fast friends, these two. All right, cool. So it's just us and Shinobi Hunter.
Oh boy! Oh, just his weapon's real big.
So that right there, that red indicator, there are certain attacks that are unblockable, except for certain conditions. So there are sweeps, grabs, and thrusts. Thrusts you can dodge to the side or counter them, but you can't block them. grabs you have to dodge away from, and sweeps you have to jump over. The symbol for all of them is the same, I think. You just need to look at the enemy's animation and determine what you need to do to not die.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
That was real good.
Hey, thank you.
You did a real good murder just then.
Thank you.
That was great.
So yeah, that the Murakami or the Mariki technique that I unlocked gives you another option for dealing with thrusts, where instead of countering or dodging to the side, you just do neutral dodge and then you stomp on their thrust, and it's so fucking cool. They thrust and you just drive their sword or spear down into the ground.
That's great.
And it's some excellent martial arts film. Meme Shark, thank you. Okay, it's 2:38. We can. You want to try taking down Chained Ogre now that we've got some experience
Love
here?
Chain Ogre.
Okay.
Love Chain Ogre. Oh, Rocklight523 asks, does the game always give you Tears of Denial style last 1 HP after getting a lethal hit? Like, is a lethal hit just going to kill you, or is there like a...
Oh, no, yeah, lethal
saving?
hit will kill you.
Okay.
I just happened there somehow to be down to like 0 HP. But I have not unlocked a skill or ability that won't make it so an enemy will just chop your entire life bar off.
Good.
And you'll see that like in this fight with Chained Ogre again, like he has certain attacks where if your health bar is not topped all the way off, he will one hit you.
Okay, that
He's
was
a real
going to
jerk.
be my question. Yeah, Chained Ogre. I want him to have more depth, but it feels like it's really just right there in the name.
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah,
Everything
it
you
is
need to
all
know.
there.
I mean, he has red eyes. He's red eye chain. He's whoops, shit. Oh fuck. It's going poorly so far.
Oh, he coming. Oh, Lord,
Oh,
Pat.
Lord.
He coming.
All right, we got this. So he's eavesdropping on those people earlier. I learned that he is scared of fire, though. So that's a helpful tip, because you actually do some ninja eavesdropping, and you get drop kicked for it. So you can put him in this stun state by hitting him with fire. Probably get out of the way of that attack. Oh.
Ooh. Oof.
And he grabbed me, and I'm dead.
Oh. He just really wailed on your spine. He just really folded you up like a chair.
Just
My
fucking
God, dude.
Batista bombed me. Muscle Meaty Beast, you learn the telegraph better. I was playing recklessly there, but I feel like all of the telegraphs so far in this game that should be there are there. It's some of them are hard to react to, but most of them are pretty good and distinct. But yeah, those grab telegraphs are quick. And also I feel like dodges in this game, like if you've played Souls games or Bloodborne, those games have different amounts of iframes on your dodges. This game, I think, has a less generous amount of iframes on dodges. They're more about getting you positioned where you want to be. So like when they go for the grab attack, like if their hurt box is around you, even if you're dodging, they will still grab you. You just need to not be in the range of their hit box or hurt box, as it were.
Excellent. Punky Crisp asks, how common are those kind of wrestling moves among the enemies in the game?
Just that enemy, actually. Just the Chained Ogre does elbow drops and drop kicks and power bombs.
I appreciate that the Chained Ogre has its own unique style.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's unusual for kind of like not a throwaway boss, but not like a capital B big boss.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really cool about this game so far. And I mean, I feel like Souls games in general is like how many discrete animation systems and combat styles there are for enemies that you don't see a lot of. So like there's clearly like general swordsman enemies and they move similarly and fight similarly. And then there's those samurai general mid bosses who all sort of pull from a similar pool. But then there's shit like the chained ogre where like I've been playing for a while and I've only seen one chained ogre. And there's a lot of bosses like that where just somebody just turns up and does completely their own thing. And then you never see him again. Shit.
Ah,
I overcommitted there. I need to start counting my hits.
you did it cool. That jump you did over him was real cool.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing is that's technically a sweep move, and the way to get over that is jumping. And if you hit X again, you do a jump kick in the jump. Whoop.
Whoa.
Okay, hit him enough to stun him there. Let me drink some juice here. Wow!
Whoa,
Dodged into it instead of jumping.
Just the toss is so brutal. It's just so weird to see. Yes. Yes.
Chop him up.
Oh, flambe that man.
Nope! I'm fucked.
Ooh.
I just got yeeted.
Yeah. Yeet. Yeah, the slide on that animation is... It's real good. This is such a good fight. I love watching it even when you die a bunch. I don't know how to say that.
No, yeah, it's fun. And like the frustration level thing, like so far, and it's mostly just on me in terms of how long I've been playing and how tired I was. I've only had one point in the game where I've just been like, fuck this, I'm done. But I've learned from recently playing the Souls games for the first time that when that's happening, that usually means I just need to like sleep on it and let my neuroplasticity work a little bit, teach me some new stuff.
Yeah, sometimes you're just pile driving yourself.
That's
like,
true.
When you keep up,
Yeah.
you know?
Let me get out of this. This seems like a bad place to fight.
Yeah, it's more like an arena than the rest of the area. Which, given his moveset, might be a benefit. My guess is
It's
not.
working to his advantage. Ha ha. Whoop, dodge.
Oh, so slick.
So in general, I shouldn't go for like more than 3 swipes on him when he's not engaged.
Stunned or, yeah.
Fucking cool elbow drop.
This is so good.
Whoop. They got me. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Ah! Oofa. Oofa doof.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink all my juice.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yes, I love the jump slide.
Oh shit. Dodged too soon.
So good.
Oh fuck. It's okay, I've got a revive. But I don't have any more healing items, so it's gonna have to be a perfect run after this point.
Okay. I mean, that seems doable.
Jenna does it.
Yeah, I believe in you. I believed in you that time with the Shinobi Hunter and you kicked ass.
That's true, thank you. Alright, so that's the first bar down. We need to take down his second bar now. We're gonna use a little bit of fire.
Yeah.
He's still on fire when he does that. I love him. Oh, bad dodge. Hat trick. Whoa, hang on. I did enough damage to get a second resurrect out of him.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're gonna go eat some pellets and then see if we can get some fighting juice back.
Great. Ooh.
Hey, I'm still healing right now. Oh, you fucking dumbass. Oh god.
Oh, goodness. Oh, so the fall damage didn't kill you, it just set you back up on the cliff?
Yes.
Okay. How terrifying.
Alright, I'm completely out of healing items. Perfect run from here on out. No mistakes. Don't get hit. Use that fire. Cook him. Cook him. Cook that big boy. Chop him up. Chop his ass apart.
I'm gonna chop his ass apart. Yes.
There you go. That's him. So that's chained ogre down.
There were a lot of second chances
There were.
built into that run.
So that's the thing, is it is forgiving in some ways, and I'll say like that is a really important thing. Is it's a punishing, difficult game. It's more accessible than any Souls game I've played, and it also has more but has more breathing points.
Okay.
Like getting that stab, like doing a death blow on an enemy means you just get a second to fucking exhale and then inhale and be like, okay, I'm going back into it. And also, the fact that you get those resurrects mid-fight is like, usually that is a time where you have maybe 5 to 10 seconds to just think, okay, what did I do? Like, what should I do differently? How can I beat this? Without the built-in sort of reload of Dark Souls of like, well, fuck, I need to run past all the enemies to get back here again. It's like you get one more chance, which is nice.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen you die sometimes and let the horde of enemies that was around you kind of take some steps back so that they're not like on top of you, and I appreciate that, again, as a built-in mechanic for not getting overwhelmed emotionally on these hard games.
But we did die, so.
Well, that's, sometimes you die. That's just how it is.
Phew. So what's your favorite ninjutsu technique?
I really like locks. They're the thing
like
that
joint locks?
Yeah,
Okay,
joint
cool.
lock. They're the thing that I use. The only thing that I use still from ninjutsu, probably. I did wall run recently to try to get some ups.
Sometimes you gotta wall run.
I was at a zoo and they had one of those things where it was like, how high can you jump?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna fucking let's do it.
Bust out that
And
jutsu wall run.
just like a cheetah, I wall run to give myself some ups.
Wait, cheetahs wall run?
And I think if they knew how to, they would.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I've
if
seen
that was
cats
in
do
their
it. It's
arsenal.
really cool.
That's true. But yeah, I use joint locks a lot because if somebody is up in your space in your business, putting them in a joint lock isn't going to hurt them, but it's going to let them know that they should chill. And that's mostly what I want from my martial arts ability. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to not be hurt.
Yeah, and you want everybody to chill.
Yeah, and like...
That's why the ultimate martial art is Jack Johnson.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say jazzercise.
Jazz.
Smooth jazz jazzercise is the ultimate martial art.
We got a couple minutes here. We're gonna get into some shit.
Excellent.
There's a general we could fight up here, but what if for the last 10 minutes of the stream, I'm gonna give a spoiler warning for some crazy ass shit. Because we're about to get into it. Not like plot crazy ass shit, but like World of Sekiro, like, oh, what the fuck is happening in this world shit.
Great. I love this.
I
like that you're on a cliff and that you're jumping down to other cliffs and that you have to jump in order to make this grapple. That was all a lot. Since the chat is asking, specifically the last time I put somebody in a joint lock was on Halloween. I was at a party with Simone, and this dude came up and started touching my face.
That's
like
not
really
okay.
up on my face, and was like rubbing the side of my hair. I did not know him, and then he put his arm around me. So I put him in a shoulder lock, and I said, "You have to stop."
Yeah.
And then I let him go from the shoulder lock and let him walk away. But it's the sort of thing like, I don't want to hurt this dude. He's probably drunk and just being an asshole, but I do not want him to keep touching me or other people.
Right.
So really useful.
I've only, first of all, badass. Good job.
Thank you. This is great. I'm glad I said mammals earlier when I was asking about big old giant boys.
Yeah.
Because look at this thing. He's got beautiful tiling.
He does. He's beautiful. Big boy.
Is this a stealth set? You can't.
Yes,
Can
this-
you fight this?
I don't know. Ah, he's so big.
Ooh. Is he covered in icicles? Or is that like shedding?
I don't know. I just don't know what's going on with this big feller. But I'm going to sit in this cool palanquin.
Pat.
Yeah? What's up?
Pat.
Oh, I'm just covered in snake blood.
Oh
What is this? Snap seeds. Great. Whatever the fuck that is.
no! Look at all them snake chunks raining down.
I think he'll be okay.
That was terrifying.
I think he'll be okay. He'll shed that. He'll shed. He'll feel better.
Oh my god, that's just like in Kill Bill after you take Ellie's other eye. And she's flailing around with her sword.
Yep.
My god. Is this just your look now?
I wish.
Does it stay this way until you find a
I
fire?
really wish that I could stay this way.
Oh
But
my
yeah, next time I
God.
rested a fire, I will look better.
Hmm.
So I think the snake is actually, like, he's not dead. I just gave him a little poke in the eye. He's mad.
Was all of that just to get those snap beads?
It's to unlock this next area, I think. It's a sort of shortcut to this
Oh,
area.
you went through. Okay.
Yes.
Whew, that was a lot.
Yeah. Honestly, we got a couple minutes left, so we'll go to one boss who I will not beat on stream because we're not supposed to go past this boss for the coverage, but he's really cool. And then we'll wrap up there. Thank you for hanging out and telling me about your ninjutsu experiences.
Yeah. Tell
Jenna.
me a little about your martial arts experience outside of the new age martial arts.
I did stuff all growing up. I did jiu-jitsu,
Nice.
judo,
Nice.
aikido, taekwondo, just regular old karate. A bit of the universal movement place did some grappling and kung fu, and a bit of tai chi,
Wow.
and that is it.
You're so
But
versatile.
thank you. But all of this was like up until I was 15, and then I just stopped. Like I haven't learned any new skills since then.
Do you ever think about picking up a martial art?
Definitely. Well, I did Muay Thai for a couple like sessions up in Maine, but then the gym I was going to closed down.
Oh, no.
And yeah, it was exhausting because like the instructor was legit. He was trained by Golden Legs, who's as cool as that sounds. He was like in the 90s. He was like a Muay Thai, really good fighter.
Amazing. Golden Legs? What do I have to do to get a nickname like Golden?
You gotta get first of all, you need those golden legs.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
But he would have us do boxing drills, and boxing drills are exhausting. Like I do not have the cardio for that. Like just about every class that I did, I would end in me at some point having to lay down, put my legs up on a wall and like a water bottle on my head so I didn't pass out.
Oh, Lord.
Just because they were very intense. But I want to get my heart back in shape so I can try that stuff again. So yeah, that's the boss that we won't beat on stream. But yeah. That's Sekiro. Does anybody have any last minute questions before we wrap up?
Is there anything else you want to show from this game? Are there any other chickens you can murder?
Let me see if there's anything
Big snakes.
fun I can stab. Do I like the story? I really like the story so far.
Is there fashion souls? It's a really good, important question. Thank
I
you, Game Shark.
have not found it yet, and I really wish there was. I wish I could take all of my clothes off except for a stupid mask and roll around and ruin everybody's PvP sessions. But that's actually a very, very big point in this one is so far, no multiplayer mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I'm into that.
You
I'm
don't
into
like it?
that. Yeah, I like to. Sometimes I just want to play a game.
Yeah.
Solo.
It has a pause button, which no other Souls game has. This
Oh.
actually pauses the game. There are no invasions. There are no co-op partners in this one. It is a single-player game. Yes, we didn't really talk about the death penalty in this one, but there are no corpse runs in this one, so that means that you don't have to go back to your body.
Yeah.
But every time you die, you lose half of your gold and half of your experience.
Okay.
Which
So
can
not
be
nothing.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, maybe not last. In addition to, oh yeah, sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. One of the things you can do in the game, though, if you want to preserve your wealth, is you can buy these. Okay. Yes. Good. Bags of gold. Coin purses.
Okay.
Are things that you find. These are sort of like the equivalent of like the souls that you would find in Dark Souls games. This is hard currency, so I can't access this until I open it, and then it becomes coins. But you can also just purchase these at vendors. So if you have like a whole bunch of gold and you're worried about losing it, you can buy a coin purse, and it's like 110 gold will get you a coin purse that has 100 gold in it.
Okay.
So you're losing a bit, but when you die, you don't lose these coin purses.
Okay.
Yes. So there's a bit of a banking system. It's Bitcoin, yes, Reef Shard. No character customization other than, I mean, there's no character creation, but there is character customization in the skill trees and in finding upgrade items to increase your health and damage.
Uglict wants to know if you can kiss the ogre. And
You can't kiss the ogre.
You can't kiss the ogre, but you can hug the wall.
Yes, and you can give the ogre a kiss of death.
Yeah. Which, I mean, how much more intimate can you really get?
Yeah, that's. I mean, if anime has taught me anything, not much. Cool. Well, how branching our paths? That's extremely.
I don't think. Yeah, I think the fire kiss is the only kiss that you can give in this game.
No.
Are there other kisses that you've seen?
There's a lot of like these things. Yeah, I've got ninja stars. I've got the shinobi axe.
Yeah.
I've got the flame vent, and there are a lot more of these things to unlock. And on the topic of character customization, there is a fucking big tree for upgrading and customizing these as well. So like right now, all of these, I just have like a single R input will trigger it. And through the customization tree, I can get modified versions of these where I can either hold it to do a more charged up version of that thing, or I can double tap it to do like a combo version. And then you can also start unlocking skills that let you combo things. Like I think one of them I got was, maybe I got this one. So like being able to follow stuff up immediately. So I don't have that one yet. So one of the skills that I can upgrade is like, I can throw a shuriken, and if I hit attack immediately afterwards, he will chase the ninja star down and then do a slash after it.
Cool.
So you can use it to like close distance really rapidly. Yes. Yeah. So that's Sekiro. This is out on Friday. We'll have a review up soon when everybody else has their reviews up. And yeah, and one more time, if you want to see a bit more mini bosses and stuff like that, check out Polygon Guides, where I just put up 2 hours of gameplay, including a really fucking cool boss fight with one of my favorite characters in the game called Lady Butterfly, who like has,
good.
yes, she has strong Lady Maria of the Clock Tower vibes. Very cool.
Yeah, yeah, I highly recommend it. It's a very cool battle.
Yeah, it's so good. Anyways, thank you, folks. That's going to be it for today. We will be back when we have another reason to stream. Bye.